Good morning, children. We'll continue with Shakespeare's Merchant of Venice. We are doing Act 5, Scene 1. And here in the scene, the situation changes, the mood changes. From all the tension of the court scene, we come back again to the world of romance and comedy. We were doing page 198. And Lancelot and, not Lancelot, Lorenzo and Jessica are talking about love, and they refer to lovers from Greek mythology. Enter Stefano, who comes so fast in the silence of the night. Stefano is the servant of Portia. A friend, what friend? Your name? I pray you, friend. Stefano is my name. And I bring word, I bring information. My mistress will before the break of day be here at Belmont. Portia will be at Belmont early in the morning. Break of day is early in the morning. She doth stray about by holy crosses. She has been visiting shrines, wayside shrines. And she kneels and prays for happy wedlock hours. She has been praying for a happy married life. Remember, immediately after the marriage, Bassanio went away to Venice in order to try and save Antonio. Who comes with her? None but a holy hermit and her maid. Now the holy hermit does not come into the picture. It's only Nerissa who had accompanied Portia. I pray you, is my master yet returned? Has Bassanio returned? He is not, nor have we not heard from him. But go we in, I pray thee, Jessica, and ceremoniously let us prepare some welcome for the mistress of the house. So, Portia is going to return very soon. Let us prepare a welcome for her. Let us prepare to welcome her. Some welcome for the mistress of the house. Let us get ready and prepare to welcome Portia back to Belmont. Enter Lancelot. Sola, sola, waha, sola. He's just a clown. He's just saying hello, hello. Who calls? Sola. Did you see Master Lorenzo? Master Lorenzo, sola, sola. Lorenzo, leave hollowing man here. Stop shouting and tell. If you have anything important to tell, say that instead of shouting. Lancelot, sola, where? Where is Lorenzo? Lorenzo, here. Tell him there is a post come from my master, that is Bassanio, with his horn full of good news. So, the messenger has arrived and he is bringing plenty of good news from the master of Lancelot, who is Bassanio. My master will be here ere morning. Before morning, that is early in the morning, Bassanio is expected to come to Belmont. Lorenzo, sweet soul, let us in. Let us go in. And there expect their coming. Let us wait for their arrival. And yet no matter. It doesn't matter. Why should we go in? My friend Stefano, signify, I pray you, inform. Signify means inform to all the others in the house, the other servants within the house. Tell everyone in the house, your mistress is at hand. Portia is nearby. And bring your music forth into the air. Let music welcome Portia. Play the music so that Portia will be welcomed back to Belmont with music. Exit Stefano. How sweet the moonlight sleeps upon this bank. So it is a very beautiful moonlit night. Here will we sit. Let us sit here for some more time. Lorenzo is speaking. And let the sounds of music creep in our ears. We can hear the sound of music. Soft stillness and the night become the touches of sweet harmony. It is night time. It is almost morning, but it is the time before the sunlight. So everything is silent, everything is peaceful and quiet. Soft stillness and the night become the touches of sweet harmony. We can hear the notes of sweet music because of the silence of the night. The music can be heard more clearly. Look how the floor of heaven is thick inlaid with patterns of bright gold. Now all he wants to say here that you look at the sky is covered with stars and it is a beautiful scene. Now here there is poetry. Look how the floor of heaven is the sky, is thick inlaid with patterns of bright gold. That is a reference to the stars. Let the music gently reach our ears. The silence of the night is a background for this good music which we are going to hear. And look how lovely the sky is, decorated with plates of bright gold that refers to the stars. Patterns of bright gold. There is not the smallest orb which thou beholdest. The very smallest star. The smallest star which you see in the sky, there is not the smallest orb is the star, which thou beholdest, which you are watching, which you are seeing. Even the smallest star which you can see in the sky, but in his motion like an angel sings. The stars, when they move in their orbits, but in his motion like an angel sings, still querying to the young-eyed cherubims. The sky resembles a lovely floor which is decorated with plates of bright gold. Even the smallest planet, or there refers to not the planet, and planets move in their orbits. So even the smallest planet that you see moving is producing sweet music like an angel, as sweet as the song of an angel. Now it was the Elizabethan belief that stars and planets, when they move about in their orbits, produce sweet music. So here Lorenzo is referring to the music of the planets. But in his motion like an angel sings, the music is so melodious, so sweet, so harmonious, that it is like the song of an angel, still quivering to the young-eyed cherubims. And it appears as if there is a choir in the sky, the music made by the stars and planets. Such harmony is in immortal souls. But while this muddy vesture of decay doth grossly close it, we cannot hear. So, because we are human beings and we do not have immortal bodies, we have bodies which decay. After death, our physical body decays. And so we cannot hear this heavenly music which is made by stars and planets. Such harmony, the music is so harmonious, so sweet, is in immortal souls. That is, only if you are immortal you can hear the music. But why is this muddy vesture of decay? Muddy vesture refers to the human body which will face decay after death. Vesture, muddy vesture refers to the human body which will turn to dust once we are dead and buried in the grave. Death grossly called it. Because we have human bodies which decay, we are not immortal, we cannot hear this heavenly music. Enter musicians. Come ho and wake Diana with a hymn. Diana is supposed to be the moon goddess. In Greek mythology, moon, the sea, the sun, the stars, all these have gods or goddesses. With come ho and wake Diana with a hymn. With sweetest touches pierce your mistress's eye. Musicians have come and they are going to play music in order to welcome Portia back home and draw her home with music. Draw her home with music, welcome her into Belmont, welcome her back to her house with music. Jessica, I am never merry when I hear sweet music. Whenever I hear music, I feel sad. That is what Jessica says. The reason is your spirits are attentive. The reason is because your senses are so attentive to music. For do but note a wild and wanton herd. A wild and wanton herd means a group of wild, untrained horses. For do but note a wild and wanton herd. Herd refers to the group, the herd of wanton, not trained at all, running madly, running wildly, or race of youthful and unhandled course. Unhandled means not trained at all, not disciplined at all. Or race, and they are running about, they are racing about very madly, fetching mad bounds, jumping here and there wildly, bellowing and neighing loudly. They are neighing, and they are neighing with such loud sounds, which is the hot condition of their blood. They are running madly, they are also neighing wildly, and that is natural because they are very young, inexperienced, untrained horses, which is but the hot condition of their, which is natural to them because they are wild horses, they are not being trained, and so they are running madly and also neighing madly, which is the hot condition of their blood. If they is the herd of horses, if they but hear perchance a trumpet sound, if they should only hear the sound of a trumpet, or any ear of music touch their ears, if they are able to hear even the music which is very faint, not at all loud at all, if any piece of music reaches their ears, be it even very low, very not at all loud, if they but hear perchance a trumpet sound,